Hey, I'm Bree, and welcome to Bree's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a recipe that a ton of you asked for, so here it is, the Thai pork noodle salad. Not only is it beautiful, but it's delicious too. I hope you like it. Before we get started, make sure that you go ahead and like this video and subscribe. And next to the subscribe button, hit the little bell so that you know that every time a new recipe comes out, you'll get notified. The ingredients for the marinade are 1.5 cups of peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 3/4 cup of rice wine vinegar, the juice of 2 limes, 2 tablespoons of sriracha, 2 tablespoons of ginger paste, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 1 can of coconut milk, 4 sprigs of cilantro, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. The ingredients for the salad are 1.5 to 2 pound pork tenderloin, 1 package of Soba noodles, 1 red pepper sliced thin, 1 cup of shredded carrots, 2 mini cucumbers, 1 bag of edamame, half a cup of cilantro, 2 jalapenos or chiles, half a cup of chopped peanuts. I used pre-shelled edamame that I found in the vegan section of the grocery store, but use anything that you can find. I just wanted to make it a little bit easier on myself. To start things off, grab your food processor or blender and pour all of the ingredients that you need for the marinade and process them until it's smooth and creamy. At this point, I like to take a taste and make sure that it's salty and sweet and acidic enough for my taste buds. But everybody's different, and the best part about cooking is that you cook it to how you like it. Cooking is an experiment. You can follow a recipe all you want, but make sure that you add whatever you think it needs. You can't mess up. It's gonna be great. Grab a gallon storage bag, place the pork tenderloin inside, and pour half of the marinade over top. Give it a good massage, close the bag, and pop it in the fridge for 2 hours, or preferably overnight. Once your pork has marinated for at least 2 hours, go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Once that's going, grab a medium-sized cast iron skillet, place it over medium-high heat on the stove, and add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Once your cast iron is nice and hot, grab your pork tenderloin and place it in. What we're going to do now is brown it on each side for about 90 seconds each time. You don't want to cook it for more than 3 minutes. From there, go ahead and add the pork tenderloin to a baking dish. Any baking dish is fine. I used my Pyrex here. And pop it in your oven. I cooked my pork tenderloin until it was about 140 degrees internally. And I set my oven to alert me when it got to 140 degrees. I realize not everybody has that function on their oven, so just grab any meat thermometer. I'll link one here that I really like, and use that for reference. It took about 30 minutes to cook, but just make sure that you cook it to 140 degrees at least. That cooks it to about a medium rare, and just always keep in mind that when you remove a pork tenderloin or any piece of meat from the heat source, it will continue cooking. So that's why you let things rest for at least 10 minutes. While that's cooking in the oven, go ahead and start your noodles. Bring a large pot of salted water to a boil. If you buy the same brand noodles that I bought, make sure to take off the little red ribbons that they're wrapped in, otherwise you will boil the red ribbons, and that is not what we're looking for. Add your noodles, cook it to however the package says. If you're using the same noodles that I'm using, go ahead and just add them to the boiling water, lower the heat to its lowest setting, cook them for 3 minutes, drain them in the sink, and rinse them with cold water. Give them a good shake to remove any excess water, and then place them in a bowl. Once they're in the bowl, add in the vegetables and the remainder of the marinade. Give it a good stir. Top it with a few of the crushed peanuts. Reserve about 2 tablespoons for garnish later. Here's a quick tip to crush peanuts really easily. Get a cutting board, dump the peanuts onto the board, grab a small saucepan, and crush them with the bottom of the saucepan until you get kind of chunks of peanuts. You still want to be able to recognize them as a peanut, so you don't need them like a fine powder, just little chunks of peanuts. And that's it, it's done, crushed peanuts. Once the pork tenderloin was at temperature, I pulled it out of the oven and let it rest on the cutting board for about 10 minutes. Once your pork is good and rested, go ahead and start slicing it up. I sliced it on the bias, but cut it however you feel most comfortable. Once you have it sliced, take it over to the noodle salad, place it on top, and start adding all of your toppings. I topped it with slices of jalapeno that I took the seeds out of because they're way too hot for me, and some cilantro, and a little bit more of that marinade that I had left over, and some more of the crushed peanuts that you had reserved. Well, the only thing that's left to do is eat, so let's go ahead and take a taste now. It's salty, it's sweet, it has a good kick from the sriracha and jalapenos. I think you guys are really gonna like this dish. Make sure to tag Bree's Kitchen when you make this. And enjoy. I'll see you next time at Bree's Kitchen. It's the pork!
Golden.
Golden. It's hot in here. It's real hot. Beep. So make sure that if you get the same brand of noodles that I did, make sure to check and make sure. How many times can I say it? Blend until it's very smooth. And throw it in a bag with the pork and then be on your way. And that's it. Bye-bye. Figure it out. That is not YouTube friendly.
And marinate the butter.
And marinate it until it's real smooth. At that point, I like to take a test of taste. Miss the SATs. All right. Just depends on you, so take a test right now. Go take those SATs, kids. I mean, you can mess up though, so like, don't get crazy with the salt. Grab a gallon storage bag, bam, and vegetables, and stir them and eat them. And I know I'm looking at you because I messed up. Dumb pants, or we good?